Talking about Nebraska's search for a new athletic director. Michael Severe asked a question today on the morning show of SIP regarding, he gave him three things and said, which of these things are priority? In what order are they priority? And the three things in no particular order were management style, whether or not he's around at a lot of sporting events because Bill Moose was kind of gone a lot. Their fundraising, and, of course, name, image, likeness, and just the big picture issues that right now are facing college athletics. And SIP said, in order, he said the NIL is by far the most important. Then it's fundraising. Mm-hmm. Then it's management style. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the first things I said when I was on with you and Ravi last week after the Moose news broke was, hey, this is a really, really important hire. Because you can't just go to the buddy system here because you've got these major issues like NIL, pay for play, and things that are really going to change the landscape of college sports. It's very important. But when I heard SIP say that, I didn't disagree right out of hand, but then I went back through my mental Rolodex. Mm-hmm. If I were asked that question, I would have actually answered it in the exact opposite order. I would have put management style first, fundraising second, NIL third. And that's not to say that the NIL and the big picture stuff isn't important, because it is. All of those things are very important. But when I said I went through my mental Rolodex, the one thing that did in both Steve Peterson and Sean Eichhorst was their management style sucked. It was bad. Peterson let his ego get ahead of him, thought he knew everything, overplayed his hand as the home state boy. Mm-hmm. Hey, I know because I was in on the inside, and
I was here in the 90s.
And then in the last 6 to 12 months, basically holed himself up in the new offices that he had built, and he hired. And I can't remember the guy's name. Dave Maggart, was that his name? But he hired a guy to basically be the go-between between him and everybody else. It was kind of like the Emperor in Star Wars, where the only person that could talk to the Emperor was Darth Vader, and everybody else had to go up the chain. But he was...
You want to know where that guy is at now? You're going to laugh at this. Norfolk.
Of course he is. But it had gotten so bad... And the culture in that office had gotten horrible. So toxic.
A lot of stories.
By the end.
Yeah.
And with Sean Eichhorst, same thing. Eichhorst, terrible management style, had no people skills. He also had go-betweens.
Yeah, it was in a way different, but also the same.
It really,
because he was the energy vampire guy.
Yes. But he was the guy, he was saying, he was giving people book assignments. He was giving them book report assignments. Hey, you have to read this book.
Very cold.
He was the guy who was telling people that Bob Diaco was the best coach on campus, even though he had the greatest volleyball coach in America officing, just a few blocks away. He was the guy who...
he didn't understand what fans cared about.
He didn't understand.
Because he was the Black Friday AD.
Yeah, he was the Black Friday deal. He was the guy that forced his coach to fire his defensive coordinator, and you're going to hire this guy.
Yeah.
It was terrible micromanaging. So management style is huge, because management style, and this isn't just about, is he showing up at events? Is he in the skybox? Do you see him at basketball games?
Personable. That's what you're discussing. Being personable.
But whatever management style you create, it sets the tone and the tempo for the entire athletic department. And then that athletic department plays off of that management style, right? If the atmosphere around the athletic department is positive, uplifting, if it's go get 'em, if it's aggressive, if it's energetic, those are the types of results you're going to get when you go out and do your thing. But if it's cold, if it's calculated, if it's non-personable, if it's selfish, if it's isolated, then you're going to have problems. and it's going to reflect itself in the work of your people. So at the end of the day, I didn't disagree. Again, I didn't disagree right away with what Sip said, but then when I thought about it, I immediately went back to the two most failed athletic directors of the last 20 years. And their number one fault, their number one problem, their worst attribute was their management style. And that's the case in any industry. If your management sucks, there's a good chance your organization sucks. Or they have to achieve beyond you. Like a Nebraska volleyball, for example, who just keeps churning away and just kind of, whatever, okay, these people are going to do it, but no one's going to mess with us. We're just going to keep doing our thing. But for an overall athletic department, so management style, number one, has to be.
Yeah, and I do think, because I'm with you. What was the second one, by the way? I know
fundraising.
Fundraising, yeah, that's always important.
I don't think your athletic director has to be a great fundraiser directly. Like he can get on the phone and say, I need money.
Yeah.
But again, it goes back to management style. If he's got a good management style and he hires the right people who then go out and get the money, or if he creates a program that is so damn good and so attractive that the money almost ends up in your lap. So, arguably, I could actually move fundraising below the NIL in the big picture. As long as you understand it and you know it's important and you hire the right people to do it, I don't know if you necessarily have to be, you as an athletic director directly, have to be a great fundraiser. You got to be good, but I don't think it has to be great, again, as long as your organization is sound, you've got the right attitude, and you've built something that people want to give to.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that name, image, likeness right now, I understand why it would probably be number one, or why someone like Sipple, or anybody, not someone like Sipple, just why anybody would have that number one right now, because it's so on top of mind. But, and I don't want to underestimate how difficult this is going to be. But to me, name, image, likeness, and having a good handle on that is about surrounding yourself with the right people. And just having people that understand that this is where things are going. It's almost like kind of less about meddling than anything. Don't meddle into it. Allow it to happen. Allow the players to make some money. Have some rules. Nebraska, they announce like, hey, we're not going to allow this and this and this, and that's fine, and go from there. I think management style is key. It's always important, but especially in an athletic department where you're going to have different styles. Scott Frost is different than John Cook, who's different than Fred Hoiberg. Different than Amy Williams. And so I think that dealing with all of that, dealing with all of the people and the number of sports, management is most important. Name, image, likeness, it's very valuable and very vital right now moving forward. But that, to me, is more about let's make sure that everyone around us knows what to do. Let's set some parameters and rules on what we will and won't allow. Go from there.
Yep.
That's just my opinion.
Agreed. 402-951-1620, John at 1620thezone.com, Josh at 1620thezone.com, in the Equitable Bank inbox. At Equitable, we take banking personally. We have internet.
Yeah.
And we answer the phone on the first ring, equitableonline.com.
Nice.
It's been 3 weeks since I've been able to say it.
I know. It's nice to hear you say it again.
Oh, we're so personal. We like the banking. Old man dog.
Can't wait to get his tweets about what he and his son are going to grill. It's probably going to be tomahawk ribeyes. Because we'll get those tweets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because now he has internet.
Yeah.
He has internet. Now he can share with us, what he's doing. Mm-hmm. Also, the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed, at USC 1620. Still to come, Mike Schaefer's going to join us. But coming up next, I want to hear.
Lines!
I want to hear. Josh has been doing some research.
Yes, I have.
On point spreads.
Yep.
Those things that Nil can't endorse at Nebraska.
Sad.
Can't endorse the point spread.
Hey, that's good, though, because I can.
Can't endorse the gambling.
I can.
You can?
And I will.
I don't believe you.
Hey,
Prove
everyone.
it to me.
Josh Peterson here for my friends at the FanDuel Sportsbook. If you have been watching the NBA playoffs from the sidelines, now's the perfect time for you to get in on the action with the FanDuel Sportsbook, because during the conference finals, which, let's be honest, they might not last that much longer, new user, you can get 30-1 odds on any team to win their next game. That means you can take $5 and turn it into $150. So you're looking ahead to tonight. Maybe you like Milwaukee. Maybe you like Atlanta. Turn that $5 into $150. And, of course, there are even more ways to win on the FanDuel Sportsbook throughout the rest of the playoffs and into the finals. Also, for you, Nick, they have Formula One available on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Download the app today. Sign up with my promo code Josh162 to bet on Formula One and the NBA Conference Finals, and bet on those conference finals with 30-1 odds. That's the FanDuel Sportsbook promo code Josh162. 21 plus and present in Iowa. New users only must wager in designated offer market. $10 first deposit is required. $150 max bonus. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.